Good morning and welcome to this live session of NIOS on this channel. So, today we will be discussing about the early childhood care education program, its importance, the scope of this course. This is one of the very popular vocational education program courses. The vocational education program, the vocational education department has various programs of certificate and diploma nature. This ECC program has 3 modules. The understanding the child, principles and processes, organizing and managing an early childhood care center. So, as you all must be aware that recently the Government of India has released the new education policy, in which a lot of emphasis and importance has been given to the early childhood care. So, we need to understand why so much importance is being given to these formative years and what impact does it has on our later life. To have all these discussions and to demystify why the importance in the early childhood care, we have in the studio with us Mrs. Premlata Malik, who is an expert in this field and has done a lot of work in the early childhood care and education area. She has written a lot of articles and books. We welcome you, ma'am, to this studio. So, we would like to know now the scope of why so much importance is being given to this ECC, ma'am. So, मैम थोड़ा सा एलोबरेट करिए कि क्यों हम लोग इतना इम्पोर्टेंस देते हैं ECC को.
See, ECC is a program that is provided for the child or planned for the child at a very early age, as you said, the formative years. Now, the child is in the formation stage, so if I provide the right environment, I am surely directing the development in the right direction. So, what happened now, I would, in one sentence, I would describe this program as a learning readiness program.
Okay.
It's the formal learning that the child will be doing. So, we are going to call this as a readiness program. It's readiness reading, writing, speaking, conversation, getting along with people and all that, because he is learning all these skills. Now, that is the aim of this thing. Whereas, why it is done is because it is the time when we have to capture the child. The potential, the inherent potential, the child has a big inherent potential. Now, it is in our hands to put it in the right direction or to develop the child in such a way that they reach that potential. That is very important, because most of us all end up as being underachievers. So, what happens now, this program will create an environment where the child is given a lot of opportunities to reach that potential. And of course, it is the learning readiness program, planning for the future education. So, this becomes all the more important because so far what we've had some issues earlier. Most of the time what happens, like especially in so called CBSE affiliated schools, they had norms for 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. The staff qualification, everything was very, very well defined. So, in the inspection also what happened, they were only being focused on that areas. Whereas, we realized that the foundation is right in the early years. Now, I am getting a child in class 6. Earlier, 6 plus was the entry level to any school, when nursery schools were not so common or popular. So, what happens when the child entered class 6, he started falling back because he has not had any exposure to so called formal. Now, this readiness program was not given. This readiness program prepares the child for the so called formal education and lifelong learning. So, that is very important.
So, ma'am, I would just like to ask you one thing. When we say early childhood care and education, so what time frame, what years are we dealing, right from the conception or first standard, first year, till what age? So, the
actually,
age
initially what happened, schools were only concerned with the 6+-year-old child, that was the entry level for the child. But later on, having realized this, we went little down, you know, we started from 3 to 6 years. Then again we realized, no, there's something missing again. So what we did is we went back still further, maybe, you know, 1 and 2 years old. But again we realized still there's something that has to be done. So it was from conception. Now we have started from 0 to 6 years.
Okay. So the early childhood care education age range is from 0 to 6 years.
From conception
to
formal education of class 1. Because class 1 means formal education system.
Okay.
So this is that.
Okay. So now can we see like what all importance the new education policy or the emphasis that it has been given in the new education policy and how it relates to the course that NIOS has, the early childhood care, certificate course of early childhood care and education.
Yes, just as I said that early we were not so concerned about the formative years and we didn't work with the child then, and we had a lot of problems. The child was failing and not loving the learning also. Dropouts were high and all that was happening. But now with NEP to 2020 recognizes that we have to start early. So their larger emphasis is now on not exactly, they have not mentioned about 0 to this thing, but because ECC has a care component, so we have, in ECC we work from 0 to 6, whereas NEP is more concerned with 3 to 6, where the child formally enters so-called a nursery school or an Anganwadi or something like that. So that is the main thrust of NEP. Now the focus now they have shifted of the foundational and the fundamental literacy and numeracy. There have been lots of surveys where we found children in class 6 and 7 couldn't read, couldn't add and subtract. So that was very, very disappointing and depressing. So they decided that we must start early. That foundational learning must be taken care of as 3 to 6 is actually the time and the so-called leaning towards formal learning. It's not exactly formal learning, but it's a leaning towards formal learning. So that is the emphasis that NEP now lays. And what they have done is that they have made it an integral part of the education. It was not a separate issue anymore now. It's not a separate issue, it's an integral part. It is part of the educational system in the country. Earlier it was very separate. Not now. Now because it is going to be linked everywhere. So that is the biggest thing, and I think this is the right step in the right direction and timely too.
And क्या ऐसे बोल सकते हैं कि 3 to 6 years में तो maximum brain development also takes place इस समय, इसीलिए सारा ध्यान देने की बात आ जाती?
Yes, and earlier we had another issue actually. What happened, the access was not so easy for all the children, especially those staying in remote areas or lower income groups. They never thought of schools as such. So this was something that was another issue. So now they have made a universalization, that is everybody must go. From 3 to 6 years, they must be in a so-called preschools. Some place where the environment is right to conducive to their development. So this is something that they have done, and they have given a lot of, you can say, emphasis to teacher training, and even thrust is also on creating, quality education. That is the quality. Because so far we had nursery schools running here and there, but there was no prescribed syllabus, no prescribed monitoring. So what happened? They were doing what they wanted. And believe it or not, even nursery classes, I've seen that is a 3-year-old, 4-year-old was writing. Whereas psychology and science research says that before 4, 5, the child should not write. 4 plus.
The 4-year-old,
only then you should give the pencil. Earlier, there's no need giving the pencil also to the child. So this was happening. So this is what they have taken care of, and we are really happy about this. They've also laid a lot of emphasis on teacher training, because a nursery school running, anybody could apply for a job. If you have educated till class 10 or 8 or 5 also, they felt you, oh, nursery ke bachche ko to padhana hai, kya fark padta hai, ye padha lenge, you know, that kind of. But they didn't have that pedagogy, they didn't have that
formalized
skills.
training
Yes.
structure was not there.
NAP has done a wonderful job by emphasizing that training of teachers will also take center stage now, and the prescribed syllabus, the pedagogy will be taught to them so that they can follow the prescribed methodologies, the prescribed activities in the ECC center.
That is something very good that has been
Yes,
done. in
very, very
this.
good.
So, what actually we can think of that NEP aims for ECC?
See, so far we had always been clamoring for holistic development of the child. But how much we were doing it, we are not sure. Because it was kind of, you know, okay, it's touch and go wala tha. I mean, the expectation of the parents, the school, the curriculum was also mismatched. That we had issues there, big issues there. So what happened? The holistic development has now taken center stage. So the child will be, I mean, you have to ensure through activities and the curriculum that the child develops physically, motor development is there, cognitive development takes place, socio-emotional ethical development also takes place, cultural artistic development takes place, and above all the development in communication, early language, literacy and numeracy. Because that's the basis. We have to formal education, it all depends on these things, right?
So, what NEP says about the format, like how it should go about it?
Yes. So far, as I just mentioned earlier to you, that we were having the so-called, you know, it was like watering down of the school, this thing. Like what the child is learning A there, or I mean, learning write sentences, so they're learning A here. That was not the way. They said no. It should be according to the needs of the child, because the center, child is the center of all things.
Child-centric.
Yes, and the focus must be
could
on
say
the
this
needs of
word.
the child. So what happens, they insisted that it should be flexible, multifaceted. Flexible in the sense, like I don't have to go with a particular timetable. The bell rings and I tell the child, stop, put down your copies, you're done with numbers. No, it's not like that. And then there is another children who are not interested, maybe ready or interested in number work or literacy, they might want to do drawing. So it has to be flexible, let the child be. As long as the child is doing something that will help promote his development, you shouldn't stop him. And you can have lots of activities planned that, and it should be multi-level also, because see, the entry of the child will not be at the same time. It's not like, okay, now come March, April, you have new admissions. No, nothing like that. In a nursery school, it's an ongoing process. Children keep trickling in. So what happens, we have to make it, you know, multi-level. I have a new child today, I have some children who have been with me for a few months also. So I have to plan my activities in such a way that I can say, for example, a new child, maybe I'll give more attention, so I can put the other child onto unsupervised, unorganized play. Or maybe, you know, like art and craft activities. So this is how the teacher has to be trained. And of course, children inherently want to play. Play also for them is a means to learn. They are learning not only, I mean, developing physically and motor development is taking place, but also they are learning social development, emotional development, they are getting along with people, learning even rules and regulations of a game. See, I mean, I have to take my turn. So that's rules and regulations, that ethics
and they have
also.
to wait patiently till their turn
even
comes.
Ethics,
so
ethics also come into it.
Yes, ethics come in.
So you
no
see,
cheating needs to be done, no pushing
and
needs to be done at that stage. They are
so
like that.
play is very important. And then another thing is activity based. Children learn by doing.
Yes.
You can't have a formal classroom with the teacher, I mean the children facing the teacher and the blackboard. No, the children can move and they have to do. So you have to provide so many things in the classroom where they are involved in doing, because for them learning through doing is the best and the only way. And it stays with them. The impact is much, much more. And also you, I mean, as a psychologist, you also must be knowing that the larger number of sensory organs are involved in any activity, the learning is more better and more lasting. and faster also. Now when I'm doing, my kinesthetics are there, my ears are there, my eyes are there, all sort of things are taking place. So my learning is going to be much better. And children love to ask questions.
Questions.
Because see, that's a new world that
Inquisitive.
they are being introduced to.
And
So
we
that's-
should promote that.
Yes, so we must inquiry based. Let the child ask you, let the child answer also, and then you can help to build on it. That's it.
So, ma'am, as you said, everything should be activity based. So, activity based learning कहते हैं कि अच्छी होती है, सब आप आराम से प्ले में आप सब सीख लेते हैं. तो इस लेवल के लिए किस तरह की एक्टिविटीज़ कुछ होनी चाहिए? एक आध कुछ एग्जाम्पल बताएंगे, जैसे अल्फ़ाबेट्स अगर सीखने हैं.
हाँ, अल्फ़ाबेट सीखने हैं, मान लो आपको, मे बी वी हैव नर्सरी राइम्स, maybe we have some pictures and the child looks at them, we say, okay, now this is what is the sound that's coming. I'm showing them an apple. What is, I don't say A for apple, by the way. That's the wrong way actually. I just show them what is an apple. Apple, A, apple. The teacher says A, apple. So you see what happens. The child realizes A is not just an alphabet, but it's a sound. Then I'll be learning about blending of sounds and I'll be making the words. So that is very important that we use that. Anything for that sake. If I want to learn, say, even measuring or, this thing, walking, climbing, we can make them do it.
Yeah.
Nursery rhymes with actions are another beautiful way of teaching them. When I say Jack and Jill went up the hill, I'm raising my hand. So that means the child understands up means
going
yes. Upwards.
ऊपर की तरफ
Yes.
जाना.
So instead of just learning the rhyme, so I'm doing activity also with that.
So similarly, I think सारी activities हमको shapes को लेके, numbers को लेके, words को लेके, colors को लेके, there are n number of activities that we can think and design for the early childhood care.
Yes, lots of activities, unlimited. To be honest, I can go on and on your whole session.
So the NEP also gives emphasis on the activity-based learning for the early childhood care and education.
And NEP also has emphasis that activities should help to promote the learning of alphabets, sounds, words, colors, shapes and numbers. That is this thing. And next they talk about the methodology.
Okay.
Methodology is very important in the early childhood years because it's not the formal learning, I standing as a teacher and telling the teachers and children and they're copying from the board or writing away. No, it is all play, whether it's indoor play or outdoor play. Then we give them puzzles to teach them logical thinking, because I know that this square will not fit to that. If I give that puzzle or jigsaw puzzles and all that, or even I give them that
square
maze also. They know that the head of the ear is there, so the other part of the ear will come into this. So that is logical thinking I'm teaching of them, and also puzzles are there. Then problem solving. They will come up with so many problems. Ye nahi hota, kyun nahi hota? Let's try, let's do. I mean, you just, the children love to find a solution themselves, but they just love to ask also. So this is where we have to be very alert and provide that opportunity for the child to find a solution to also. And more than that, aesthetic development is equally important. Because the child loves to draw and beauty is inherent in us, we all. I mean, like, you can't imagine everything we look. We always look at a person and say he's looking beautiful. Clothes you're wearing is beautiful. We have an inborn desire for aesthetics. So this is where we can start with drawing, painting and other visual arts. And then craft, drama, puppetry, they are very important there. The child loves to enact, and enacting something has two values. One, the child understand the character, empathizes with the person. If I'm playing the role of my mother, when I'm saying the dialogue, then I know my mother would have felt this. So role playing and drama is very important because they love fantasy. Their world is full of fantasy, stories, music and movement, another thing. That is the gain inherent in us. We love music, rhythm and movement. So the nursery rhymes and the songs play a very big role. And all this that we have planned for them must ensure that the child develop good social capacities, that to get along with people, are sensitive to the needs of the other people. I mean, of course, I inculcate good behavior also because they are going to be social citizens. citizens in us. So they're going to move in a society. So the expected behavior should be taught right there. Courtesy and ethics, that's again important, because we have to teach them what is fair, what is right, what is wrong, why it is right, why it is wrong, and all that. And then personal and public cleanliness. That is something again, schools contribute a lot. And especially in our country, we have little issues because, see, we have many children from the lower income strata who, where the parents don't have easy access to water, or, like having a bath daily or changing clothes daily. It's not a very easy this thing. Not that they don't want it, but it's the facilities are not available for them to observe that. So we can do that in the school. We can emphasize washing your hands before you eat, and also keeping the school environment all clean. That means public places also have to be taken care of. And then, of course, as teamwork and cooperation, that's another big contribution of this policy.
So ECC is a big word, like early childhood care and education. So can you just break them and tell us what are the components in each of these words?
Yes. See, early childhood will go together.
Okay.
Because childhood, we are talking about childhood and the early childhood. So childhood can extend up to 10 years.
10 years.
But whereas I am talking about
Early,
6 years, maximum 6 years I am talking about.
From conception to 6 years.
Yes, I am talking about 6 years, till 6 years. So that is the early childhood part, because they are very important. As you said, they are formative years, maximum learning is taking place. Catch them young wali baat hai. So we have to start early with them, and because also the early development is very critical. It lays the foundation for future development. And the impact is so strong. If a child who has missed out that can be impaired for all life, can lag behind all his life. So it's lifelong learning starts here, and the impact is very distinct. So it's very critical that we catch them, yes. And then above all, that any child who is deprived of this kind of environment, be it socio-emotional or even physiological also. So what happens? The child develops certain issues. They can't develop at the normal pace, or as we call attain the milestones as prescribed or observed. So what happens? We have to take care of that also. Now when I talk about the physiological deprivation, then we come to the early childhood, that is conception
too.
We start, yes. So we've taken the care component.
Care component in it.
Now, if I talk about conception, I have to think of the mother also.
Yes.
If the mother is healthy, she'll bear a healthy child.
Yes.
So what happens? I have to take care of the mother. To see that she's healthy, she's provided the proper care. And in India, another issue we have the girl child and the women child, they are second priority as far as food and nutrition goes.
But there are many schemes now with the government which give a lot of importance, and they take care of the nutrition aspect of the mother, pregnant mothers.
Yes, but again the outreach is not so good. That's the problem. We still have issues. I'm not saying that there are no programs. There are plenty of programs, but the access is not universal. Think of the people who are staying in tribal areas, hilly regions. What happens to them? So what happens? Now we have laid emphasis that we have to.
We have to.
So what happened? The Anganwadi, even the preschool, to some extent, will ensure that the child gets a healthy diet, and we have social workers.
They provide supplementary.
We have
food
community
to
workers,
the mother as well as
social
to the
workers.
child.
We can involve the parents in community work, where they disseminate this kind of information to all. That it is important that the mother also, before she plans to have a baby, not only just have the baby, plans to have a baby, she is physically and mentally ready for that. So that is what we care for.
The education component? तो हमने अभी काफी डिस्कस करा ही
education is, of course, it's like teaching the child, preparing the readiness program, that is readiness to read, readiness to write, readiness to speak, readiness to language, everything is readiness here. And above all, what we need here is great teachers.
So actually देखा जाए तो इसमें टीचर्स का बहुत बहुत बड़ा रोल आ जाता है कि इतने छोटे बच्चे हैं जिन्हें कुछ मालूम नहीं है, वो स्कूल से आ रहे हैं, घर से बाहर आ रहे हैं, पहली बात तो वही उनको एक ट्रॉमा सा हो जाता है बच्चे को कई बार कि घर से छोड़ के बाहर आना। उसमें एक टीचर की भूमिका बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट हो जाती है। अगर वो वेल ट्रेंड है, उसको स्किल्स हैं जो विच आर रिक्वायर्ड फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर जॉब, सो इट हेल्प्स अ चाइल्ड अ लॉट।
मैं ये मानती हूँ beyond the so-called care component, in the sense the caring and loving lady के अलावा, as a teacher if I'm caring and loving, that is very important. I'm not saying even for a parent, loving and caring parents are definitely very, very important. But also added with that, we need some kind of information, some kind of inputs about what the child needs, how to satisfy those needs, how to promote development, how to help the child to reach its potential. The inherent potential must be used and reached. That is very important, and that the teacher is very important. The teacher in this kind of training program what you are talking about, ECC and IS का जो है, उसमें क्या है, we have taken care of activities for different kind of developments, then even food, immunization schedules, everything has been very planned. So when the teacher is aware, she not only takes care of the child herself, but also helps the community to take it forward. So this is what is very important, that they are, and then above all, she is taught to create a well structured program in the classroom. Something that is goal focused, that if I want my child to learn this, that is very important, that this thing.
So we'll take a short break, and after this we will discuss the various aspects of the course that we are discussing, the ECC course, and what it leads to, the employment purpose, and the first lesson, that is on growth and development.
करने राहों को आलोकित करने, जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने राहों को आलोकित करने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने राहों को आलोकित करने। धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो, कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो, कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो, मित्रों हम उठे और जागे, मंजिल आने की ध्वनि सुने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने राहों को आलोकित करने। राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय का
ही क्यों मिलता फिर
शिक्षा और परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर दुनिया में इसके केंद्र बहुत कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने हम अपना जीवन स्वयं बने हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने
वेलकम बैक। अभी पहले सेशन में हम ईसीसी की इम्पोर्टेंस और एनईपी में जो इम्पोर्टेंस दी गई है ईसीसी को, उसके बारे में डिस्कस कर रहे थे। अभी हम ये देखेंगे कि जो वोकेशनल प्रोग्राम है ईसीसी का, उसकी स्कोप और कहाँ उसको करने के बाद कहाँ पे हमको एम्प्लॉयमेंट मिल सकता है, इन सब को डिस्कस करने के लिए हम अपनी एक्सपर्ट से बात करेंगे जो कि इस कोर्स के डेवलपमेंट में शुरू से इन्वॉल्व थे। मैम, तो बताइए ज़रा कि ये वाला कोर्स करने के बाद कैंडिडेट्स को कहाँ पे एम्प्लॉयमेंट मिल सकता है, या वेज एम्प्लॉयमेंट या सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट में कैसे जा सकते हैं?
जैसे आपने कहा कि सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट में भी स्कोप है और वेज एम्प्लॉयमेंट पे।
जी।
सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट में तो ये होगा कि अपना कोई एंटरप्राइज बनाना, यानी कि मैं अपना प्ले स्कूल खोल देती हूँ, मैं अपना क्रैश खोल देती हूँ, डे केयर सेंटर खोलती हूँ, मे बी आई वर्क इन आई मीन सेट अप अ ट्रेनिंग सेंटर फॉर ईसीसी teachers. I create a training center. I have lot of scope there. And when I come to wage employment, I can work in an Anganwadi, Balwadi, play school, nursery schools, and क्या कहते हैं day care centers, creches. You know, many of them are setting up creches now. I have quite a few of my own students. Working mothers के लिए बहुत important है. They are leaving their children behind. So now they don't feel so guilty because they have got trained people who are going to provide that kind of environment that the child will be having so that they can grow optimally.
So we start with the module 1 of this program, which is understanding the child. So इसके learning objective, understanding the child में chapter 1 is on growth and development.
Yeah.
So थोड़ा सा growth and development को आप elaborate करके थोड़ा
देखिए ऐसा है, this course, I mean of course it has 5 lessons in it, but right now we'll be discussing lesson 1, that is growth and development. But what we are going to now take care of is this module of ours will be giving us an overview about all that goes into the early development of the child. Growth and development. So when I talk about growth and development, I'll define it, of course, what the difference between the two. It means providing appropriate prenatal and postnatal care to the child, and also helping the child to grow healthy, timely immunization and nutritious diet also, and providing experiences, activities or an environment which will promote and consolidate the expected development at that particular stage. If I am working with a 4-year-old, I have the milestones with me. I know the child should be achieving this, or if he hasn't, he will be achieving these. So what I can do is I can plan activities so that he achieves that, and if he has already achieved that, he consolidates that. So that is the very big contribution of this lesson to us, because we help to create an environment that helps the optimal development in all the domains of the child. Then above all, it helps to extend, support, like scaffolding, because see, the child may have had an opportunity to learn or grow, but maybe not in the proper way, or maybe not the right direction. So what we do is now we create an environment where the direction and the pattern is the prescribed one, so that what the child is about to learn or has learned becomes more stronger and firmer. and it lasts the child for a lifetime. And we also learn how to observe the child, their behavior, their attitude, and accordingly provide the activities so that they match those and the child definitely learns. That is what important. And above all, it gives an opportunity for us to recognize any delayed development. And timely action is very much required. A stitch in time saves 9 wali baat hai. So what we do is that we teach the learner also how to recognize delayed developments.
So
And
delayed,
what
by delayed developments, we mean like say for example, अगर 4 साल के बच्चे को हम कहते हैं कि टॉयलेट ट्रेन हो जाना चाहिए.
हाँ चल मतलब ज़्यादा you should be interested in holding the pencil also.
ओके तो अगर जैसे हमको ये पता है कि 4-year-old को पेंसिल पकड़नी आनी चाहिए और अगर वो नहीं कर पा रहा है, दैट मीन्स इट्स अ डिलेड. तो हम पेरेंट्स को और
Can start early also, like the child, like for example, I said that by 4 months the child should be able to sit. Maybe by 8 months stand. If the child is not doing that, that means I check the health of the child. Maybe I'm not giving the required environment and support. Because what happens, I mean, the delayed development may not be certain obvious reasons. Like I know about parents who are so busy working and they left the child with the so-called nanny. And that nanny was so engrossed in other things that she never supported the child to sit and stand on time, you know. Suddenly they realized that their friends' children were sitting or, you know, standing and their child was not doing it. The doctor said, no, nothing except that we have not given any motivation to his muscles. The muscles, the maturation has taken place, but there was no push for that, no environment for that, no environment for that.
which is very important aspect of
Yes.
the ECC, I can say.
Yes, yes, because see, this is, if I catch it in time, I can do that. Now, the parents were alert, educated parents, but see, नहीं हमारे family में है, बच्चे देर से चलते हैं, देर से बोलते हैं, देर से बोलते हैं, not necessarily because there are issues. Because, you know, a so-called child with a little mental disability or dyslexic, you know, they don't talk easily. So what happens, this parents assume, nahi hamare family mein chalte hain, we don't care. But what has really happened is that they have not given them an opportunity to talk. You won't believe it, an only child learns to talk much later. Why? Because he's so pampered and everybody is running at their beck and call. Before the child can say, I want water, the water is already given.
Already there.
He just says this and we know it. So we don't give the opportunity to talk. So this is what we have to take care of and provide this thing and recognize this thing. Now, understanding the course, as I told you, it has 5 lessons. The first is growth and development, which we will be discussing today, and understanding development of children below 3. Now, because we are taking the care component, so below 3 also becomes important to us, because by and large, even NEP has only emphasized 3 to 6 actually. So, we are talking about below 3. And then what happens, we go further and we talk about children in the preschool years. That is before they enter formal schooling, that is 3 to 6. 6 is formal schooling. And of course, the delayed development, if it's happening, we how to handle that also. Now, growth and development, this lesson that we are going to talk about. In this lesson, the learner will be introduced to what is growth and development, will be able to describe it, and also understand the principles of development and use them to deal with the children when they become teachers themselves in the classroom. And then describe factors that influence growth and development and take steps. In case they are lacking or something like that, they can take some steps to ensure that is not impacting the development of the child. And of course, work with the parents. Teachers themselves should know, the parents should also know. All caretakers should be involved actually. Yes. Because see, a child is maybe in school for a few hours, but sometimes at home. So the parents also have to be involved. The parents, and even this course, I advise my parents also to, you know, go in for this course. Do a reading, don't appear for the exams, I just tell them. But at least have an insight on what is required, what will help your child to grow. But before we go on to defining growth and development, let us see why it is important to understand. And research has really thrown up some nice findings for us, to base our work on. First of all, they say that the stages of development process are common to all the children. All of them have to go through. I have to sit, I have to crawl, I have to stand, I have to walk. I have to coo, I have to babble, I'll have to talk, right? I'll scribble, I'll draw, then maybe write. So these are all common this thing that we all go through. Then the processes that I'm talking about, they are determined by certain principles, which we will be now learning about. They are general principles which are applicable to all the children. It's not just a few, it's all. It's common. And more than that is the family and environment that will help impact the child, whether it is growth, because a healthy diet and healthy nutrition and healthy this thing, intellectual development also, if the child is provided stimulation and other reading books and are exposed to so many things, then the child is definitely going to be better. And then what is the role of teachers in shaping all that we are talking about? Especially in growth and development, teacher also has a very important role. And remember always, the sequence, the pattern and the direction is always the same for all children.
वो कब किसको क्या अचीव करते हैं, that will only differ.
The way, the sequence will be the same, the pattern will also be the same. And also the direction.
Direction will be the same.
Direction takes place in two ways. One is from your from head to toe, and one is from center to outwards.
Outside.
You know, when the baby is conceived, it's the head that develops first, and is the biggest part of the fetus. And then slowly the spine and then the arms and fingers come much later. So it is that way.
Head to toe.
Head to toe. And then again, if you look at the center to the sideways also, the spinal cord is built up, then the arms. The child will also learn, see, if he learn to control the head first, right?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
I mean, in a month or so.
या if we realize, हाँ, सबसे पहले बच्चा अपना सिर संभालता है.
पहले तो यूं लुढ़कता रहता है, but after say even within a month, the child can hold its head when held up.
Yes.
And then slowly what happens? The arms and legs move very like uncontrolled. Then slowly learns the control of the hands and legs, moving in a particular direction. Even the eye movement first is very haphazard.
Yeah.
Then maybe it follows a moving object or something like that. And even the sound they hear, first it is okay, a sound is sound. Then suddenly they know it's coming this way.
From
they will
which
turn.
side it is coming.
Like
So the babies turn their face towards
you
that
clap,
side.
you call a child, they will turn towards you.
Yes.
So that is how we are moving. And then the hands will develop later and fingers will develop the last. Your fine motor development, fingers are your fine motor development. That occurs much later. The child may learn to stand and walk and like even to some extent use their hands, but to hold things properly. It may be a tight grip at birth, but it's very generalized. It's not specific. Like if you put your finger, the child will hold it tight. But that is again very generalized. Thing. So this is specific hand coordination, finger coordination is fine motor that comes later.
ऐसे अगर हम ध्यान दें तो छोटा बच्चा पहले ऑब्जेक्ट्स को यूं ही पकड़ता है. पेंसिल भी देंगे तो एक अलग तरह से he will grasp, just grasp. And उसके बाद धीरे धीरे then starts crayons कैसे पकड़ना होता है, क्या करना होता है, ये सब चीजें अगर हम realize करें then we see
अगर आपने कुछ चीजें नीचे गिरा दी हैं उसको, they will just put their hand and whatever comes or they will drag it.
Yes.
But slowly, and you will find after they are about say 7 to 8 months, you will find them using their two fingers to pick up those things.
So ये सारा
ये
अगर हम relate करें तो
direction
ये सब चीजें हैं.
So accordingly I have to work with my child.
So all the जो ECC टीचर है उसको इन सब चीज़ों की ट्रेनिंग,
knowledge होनी चाहिए and also an awareness of the activities that she can do to promote. If I have a say 8-month child in my daycare center or a creche, I know the child will now be starting to do little bit of the finger movements, right? So what I do is I provide activities for that to consolidate that, to fasten that. So that is what a good trained teacher or a knowledgeable teacher will be able to do. So this is what we have to do. And whereas growth goes, it refers to height, weight and body structure. These three things are, I mean, under growth. This is where growth is taking place continuously, okay?
The
Continuously.
weight, every week the weight would change,
Yes,
the
and
height
then they are
would
measurable.
change.
They are quantitative and measurable. Quantitative means I can say the child is, say, so many inches tall or so many kgs at birth.
We can see,
Yeah.
we can see the growth.
No, I can quantify the development.
it.
Quantify the
Yeah.
development. So that is the quantifying is very specific to this growth domain. So what happens is it's measurable also. I can say the child has gained 1 pound in these 2 months. You know, the child has gained an inch in this 2 months. All that is very important that we quantify in this. And remember again, the sequence, pattern and the direction will always be the same for all children. I may not gain weight as much as you gained when you were a baby, but my pattern will be of progressing. You know, my direction will be all going up. So this is the important part that we
And
must
in
know.
these early years, I think the growth is very fast.
Very rapid, observable hai. Rather, the first thing that a child is born is height and weight that they are, taking into consideration. They measure the head, the chest, all these, because these are kind of parameters for us to judge whether the child is progressing normally.
Normally.
Yeah. So that is why that quantify hai, so we can easily tell whether it is right or wrong. When we come to development, it refers to the qualitative changes. Qualitative. Like example, the child sits firmly without falling, without, losing balance and all. That's qualitative development.
Yeah. अगर शुरू से देखें तो पहले with support बैठेगा, then अपने
Yes.
आप बैठेगा, तो this is all the development that is taking place.
Yes.
That
You can't quantify it, but it's qualitative. You can say yes, आज ज़्यादा firmly बैठा है, आज बड़ा firmly खड़ा हुआ है, आज अपने आप खड़ा हो गया है.
जी.
But you can't say how much. It's just yes, good,
खड़ा है.
better, all that you can say.
Yeah, same way we can see कि जब चलना शुरू करता है तो पहले एक सपोर्ट के साथ होगा, फिर 1-2 स्टेप्स होंगे, फिर 5 स्टेप्स बनेंगे, and then maybe normally
Maybe by 2 years he's climbing stairs and running.
हाँ, normally चलना लगेगा, दौड़ेगा. So
Yeah.
this is all development that
Yeah,
is taking place.
And this qualitative जो development हो रही है हम बच्चे की, it happens in all the domains. They're all connected and interrelated. Like it's not that the child's cognitive development is taking place and physical is not taking. If it is not taking, then again delayed.
There is a problem.
It's a bell that rings that we have to take care and we have to look into it. So this is what we have to do, is that we have to see that, observe the changes in the physical, motor, social, emotional, language, intellectual, and not measurable at all, and taking place simultaneously and interrelated.
They all follow some principles
Yes.
that we call. So what are the principles of development?
Yes, again science research has thrown up some nice principles for, there are 6 in numbers, and this is what the teacher has to keep in mind, so that she can plan her activities accordingly to promote that development. First and foremost is continuous. It just not happens today. There will be mild changes every day, maybe not observable, but it's happening. It's continuously happening, one. And then secondly, it is sequential. As I told you, sit, crawl, stand, walk, all these are all. Sequence होता है हर चीज़ का, everything sequence में होता है. And then above all, it is more critical. If I miss out, my child misses out something in the early years, be prepared, the impact will be long. So I have to be very alert that it is happens at the right time, and in the sense the milestone is reached as so-called, finding. I mean, the milestones are not in a hard and fast rules at all, but definitely they are some guidelines for us.
They just give us an idea
Yeah,
कि like by
but
3
around
months
this-
ये हो जाना चाहिए.
Yes,
हाँ?
take a few days.
Few
is no
days.
big days, big
Or
deal.
weeks, maybe you can say.
Yeah,
one
weeks
or,
also,
1 or 2
big
weeks.
deal. Maybe a month also, no problem. But the point is, at least I know now the child should be doing this. If he is not doing, I must help the child. I must
Parents
support the
should
child.
be like aware क्यों
Yes.
नहीं हो रहा है,
ये
नहीं
क्यों
तो
नहीं हो-
डॉक्टर को दिखाओ या किसी से कंसल्ट करो,
Yes,
something
yes.
like that.
So that is very important. That is critical also. And because if you don't take timely action, what happens? That later future development is definitely impacted very badly. Then there are individual differences. Even in a family, same environment, same parents, but two children are different. They can't be the same at all. So what happens is, why this happens is because one, we all have our own inherent endowments. And with those endowments, how we react to the same environment.
Same environment. We say that every person is different.
Yeah.
Though there will be some same principles and
Yes, maybe I'm
sequences,
born
but
an
they
introvert, you're born an extrovert, we both have the same parents, same family. So my reaction to that environment will be different from yours. So individual differences are
yes,
possibly happening and seen. But that is nothing to worry. But what we have to do is that a general development on this, I mean, following that same pattern and direction is happening all the time. And second is, the last is, development is a product of maturation and learning. Now, if I expect my 1-year-old child to start writing, then it is very unfair because the child is not mature yet. He has not developed those muscles and skills or the coordinations to hold a pencil and write. So that is very important that we don't, I mean, introduce things which are, the child is not still mature enough to do. So maturation and learning go together, one independent on the other. The learning will take place only when the child is mature. The child will walk, positively walk, when the leg muscles are developed fully. The back muscle has been developed properly, the child will sit, right? तो वो हमें ये देखना है कि we don't kind of prepone an activity that will hamper. The child will start to dislike it and it will cause frustration, disappointment, and the child will develop low self-esteem and definitely lose interest in learning.
टाइम से पहले नहीं करना है कुछ.
That is also equally important. So we have to be careful that how and when we introduce. Now these directions मैंने आपको बताया था, two है ही है, from head to toe and from center to extreme. Near to far sequence. And next we go on to basics of development. Sorry. Importance of these principles that we have just discussed. Why they are important to us. When I am aware of this, then I know what to expect from the child. If I have a 3-year-old, I know what to expect. He can only do this much and not. I can't expect the child to write neatly in between 2 lines or on a single line.
ऐसे अगर हम ध्यान दें तो पहले बच्चे जब शुरू करते हैं बच्चे राइटिंग, उनको 4 लाइंस की कॉपीज मिलती हैं, देन इट कम्स टू लेटर ऑन 2 लाइंस एंड मे बी उसके बाद में वो प्लेन शीट में लिखते हैं.
लास्ट में प्लेन शीट
पे आ जाते हैं एंड वी कैन राइट स्ट्रेट. सो दिस इज ऑल द what we can say,
what we can expect from the child at a particular age.
At a particular
because
age.
He has mastered that skill, then definitely next skill, then next and then next. I can't suddenly expect the child to write on a blank thing. Why he needs guided 4 lines of a guiding the child.
Guiding
how,
the child.
Because he still has not learned to coordinate how much to raise the hand, how much to come down. So all that is very important. Later on, the child, it's the imprints are there in the mind, like, I know the brain, I don't want to go too technical, synapses at this thing. So what happens, that the imprinting takes place in the brain. I don't even think twice of writing an L, I have to go up. So that is very important that this
is what we are teaching
what to expect from the child.
Expect in the early
childhood. And then when to expect also. That is the principles teach you when to expect. When the child is ready, matured. So only then I can expect the child to do what particular activity I want. And then I know that certain changes are going to follow soon. So what I do is I plan for the expected changes and create an environment where it can support and consolidate and help to child. And again, once again, timely steps will help us to overcome delayed development. Basics of development we can say is like it's critical and most important this thing at all and that. And pleasant experiences are very, very important to the child for creating a love for learning, love for a formal environment, love for anything that he is doing. And what we do in the early years becomes a habit. habit formation is taking place and they last a lifetime. You can't change. Very difficult to change. So this is something that we have to take care of in the early years, and when we are working with children, ensure that they are provided this thing. And when we talk about maturation, we have to wait for it, because the genetic endowment will definitely show up. The child will show the maturation, then only then I can introduce that activity which is required this thing. And individual differences I must cater to. I can't expect all my children in the classroom to follow the same this thing. Individual differences also I must take care of, and all the interrelated aspects that are influencing the child I must take care of. And remember, the child develops as a unified whole. It's not in parts. Holistic development is very, very important. And
we can always see कि both hands would be developing same at the same time. ये नहीं होगा कि right ज़्यादा हो गया और left कम हुआ, या right. That way we can
unless
say.
Of course the child has genetically left-handed or right-handed, then maybe the dexterity is better there in that hand.
That is a different issue, but otherwise on the whole the development takes place simultaneously on the left side as well as on the right side of the human body.
Now next we come down to the factors that are influencing growth and development. Factors where we have the genetic and hereditary factors which we inherit from them, then maybe the color of the hair, the skin and nose and eyes and mouth, all that we have. We come genetically. But when you talk, and sex also, that is also genetically this thing. Then comes prenatal, care of the mother, the health, hygiene and hereditary disease will impact the child. Physical environment like living conditions, the play space and equipment and other cultural stimulation that is being provided to the child. And social, of course, the parents' attitude and child rearing practices. Children in authoritative environment are definitely more difficult and this thing. And above all, intellectual development, we must allow the child to explore, discover, question.
So thank you, ma'am. We have a very interesting session today on the growth and development and how the ECC is related. Very important to us and what the importance is placed in the National Education Policy. Thank you.
Thank you.